Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku Podcast and live stream. How is everybody doing out there? I am Brandon Alvarado, the Scarlet Fan here, and I am so excited to be here on this Saturday night, almost Sunday morning in Sweden, to talk anime with you guys. Isak, my brother, Mad Dog Isak, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited, and I'm really happy that we're able to do this. We always like the idea of doing bonus episodes whenever it's possible. And good thing is that even though I'm working a lot, time has freed itself on my neck of the woods. So who knows? Maybe these bonus episodes on weekends will become a thing. But we found a very particular topic that was something that we can watch real quickly and start a conversation real quickly, that we said, you know what? Let's do a bonus episode. And Isak, here we are. Bonus episode.
And what's the bonus episode about? I might ask.
We're going to talk about Pokemon, and not just anything. I mean, we've covered Pokemon in the past. We have an episode on the Detective Pikachu movie, and we talked with Rob about Pokemon, specifically about our experiences with games in Game Boy and in different medias, animation and stuff like that. But specifically, we're going to talk about the limited series that the Pokemon Company distributed via YouTube to the world, which is called Pokemon Twilight Wings, which, if I'm not mistaken, it is a insight/promotion of Sword and Shield, right?
I wouldn't. It's more of an insight, considering the game has been out for about a year.
Right. It's like it's more of an insight, and also I would say it's like a companion series, right? More proper than an anime show at Galar, like watching Ash at Galar. You know what I mean? This feels more like a companion series.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy that that I got a chance to watch it. I know you've talked about this for a couple of months now. The series just wrapped earlier this week, and being that the episodes were pretty short, I thought it was perfect. It was perfect when you brought it up, and so I watched them, and I really enjoyed them, and I'm glad that I'm here talking about them with you here. So welcome back to the Amateur Otaku Podcast. If you like what we're doing on this channel with these live streams, with these anime conversations, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, so every time an episode goes up, you do not miss it. And also you get all the reminders for all the episodes and live streams that are coming. We do live streams every Wednesday at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. From time to time, we'll do these impromptu bonus episodes like we're doing now on Saturday. Every live stream becomes the podcast episode every Friday, and a brand new YouTube episode every Friday. And on Sundays, those are the days where we're going to continue to upload legacy episodes. So for those that do not know, we did not start at YouTube. We've been doing podcasts for almost 2 years now, and we have a vast library of episodes and animes that we have covered over at our at Anchor and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. So we're doing everything we can to make those episodes available also on YouTube. So those that don't regularly listen to podcasts can go to YouTube to our channel and also enjoy the episodes there. So, here we are, Isaac. Another episode. And we're going to talk about Pokemon.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Now, Isaac, you have been a lifelong Pokemon fan. Apart from, you're not just a Nintendo fan, you are a fan of Pokemon. I know, I think it's safe to say that you may have not played every single entry, but you've played most of them, right?
I took a break from the third generation and restarted my playing the games when the fourth generation came out. But I have basically played every generation, yes. Even the spin-off called External Darkness and Colosseum on into the GameCube. Those two games are extremely underrated, and I hope they make a sequel or at least some HD remake or something for those, because those really spice the games up a bit.
Which game was that? I'm sorry?
Pokemon XD, External Darkness, and Pokemon Colosseum.
Oh, that's the one that that was sort of like the first console-like Colosseum game, right? That was like on GameCube.
You're thinking about Pokemon Stadium and 4. Pokemon Colosseum was about you playing a former thief that needs to capture quote-unquote experimental Pokemon and make it normal again, and in order to save them in such form. And you only played double battles and not single battles. And
Nice.
Darkness is the sequel to that game. And like I've said before, give me a HD remake of the sequel. You can do so much more on that part of the Pokemon.
Nice. It would be awesome, Isaac, if later you give me some links of those games, because I've never seen them, and I would like to see what those games look like. So if you can send me those links, I'll share them also with everybody when we put everything in the description when it comes up as an episode, so people can look what those games are, like those forgotten Pokemon games. Hey, that could be an interesting episode. What are those What are those forgotten Pokemon games?
Has made a let's play on both of them, so I could link you those.
Sweet. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. So this Twilight Wings talks about the world of Galar, which is of course the new continent or region that players are given to explore in Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? Which is the newest entry into from Nintendo in the Nintendo Switch, right? So it's the first ever real console version of a fully fledged out Pokemon game. In your case, I know you've played a lot of the games, but in my case, Isaac, I think the last Pokemon game that I played to completion was probably Pokemon Sapphire, or because I think it was after Silver, because I know Silver was the one that I mostly loved, mostly played. I know I played Yellow, I played Blue, I played Silver, and I think I played Sapphire. But like that's what, up to third generation or fourth generation, that's the most I played. And then because I let go of my Game Boy. Yes, I said Game Boy. I didn't say Nintendo DS. Because
then you only played the third generation, fourth generation.
Yeah.
DS.
Yeah. So after I let go of my Game Boy, I just strictly played console games. So I didn't really play a lot of Pokemon games. But Pokemon is still something that I look back to in my childhood as a gamer. That I look back to it with fondness, because I think it was one of those first games that I really immersed in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only that, I was a kid. It was my dream come true when for Christmas I had the Pokemon Edition Game Boy Color that came with yellow version. And the fact that I had my own Game Boy for the first time, and I was able to go into the world of Pokemon and train my Pokemon. And not only that, it's yellow version, so it's the first ever version where Pikachu is hanging out with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the idea of Ash being this placeholder for the player or for the viewer in the anime, um, became real when I played yellow version. So I really enjoyed that experience. So Pokemon is something always very dear to me. And going back to the topic of hand, which is Twilight Wings, what I love about Twilight Wings is the fact that in those it's only 7 episodes. It's 7 episodes. They're only 5, 6, 7 minutes per episode. So you can say that you can watch it. It's like a 45-minute movie or something like that. Is that it highlights the wonder of the world of Pokemon. It highlights the wonder of the game. It highlights the corniness of it, but in a way that I am able to look back at my experiences with the franchise with fondness. You know what I mean? Instead of dread is a good nostalgia to the point where I'd be like, I wouldn't mind going back, jumping back into the fray, discovering Pokemon again. And I like the especially the episodes because you have it's a good I love how it's a good mix of episodes too, Isaac. Like not all the episodes are heavy story episodes. There's a lot of episodes that are just pictures. It's all about it's all about the sense of exploration that there is.
Exactly.
You know? And I really enjoy that because it shows you this fantastic world that's out there that you can just jump in. And I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of feel bad that I haven't played Sword and Shield, but I actually feel happy that I haven't played them because the way the world of Galar is portrayed in those episodes, it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And majestic. That I think like the game engine kind of lacks what we see. It's lacking, especially the videos that we've seen of the wild area, and when they show you the wild area in the show. I don't know, man. To me, it felt like a breath of fresh air, and I haven't experienced that since Detective Pikachu. But Detective Pikachu is like a bubble in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like it's not necessarily something that you can really distinguish as a true Pokemon story. It's a side story at best within that world. But Twilight Wings, all the stories that you see feel like storylines from within one of the games. And I don't know, man. I love going into that world. How did you discover Twilight Wings? I mean, of course, you know everything for some reason. I mean, because you know everything. But when did you first hear about Twilight Wings? Did you hear from Nintendo? Did Nintendo promote this, or was this like a oh look, we did this?
It was I found out that I subscribed to the Pokemon channel, and suddenly I see that first episode on that, and I'm just, what is this? And you click on it, and like you said, this series makes such a good job in portraying this region way better than the games ever do. And I can say that as someone that has spent hours on it, as someone that likes to play competitive from time to time. And the whole thing about, I don't know if you read it, but a couple of years ago I wrote about how I thought the Pokemon company should can Ash and do something more original.
You mean of your Pokemon Go Ashless manifesto? Is that what?
Pretty much. We can link it in the description after.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, and I said that it could do more than just Ash is there. He saves the day. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a prime example of that in my book, because they could be made. Trying to, no, some of them are 5 to 9 episode long episode, and they created more lore. They explored more lore than a regular episode on the anime has ever done.
Agreed. And not that I've seen everything animated Pokemon, but I've seen some movies. I've seen a good chunk of Pokemon anime in the past. I saw the Johto League. I love the Indigo League, which is the one with all the islands. Is that the one, right?
Yeah.
Where Ash is swimming around Lapras with Lapras or whatever. But yeah,
that one is the filler though.
Though I'm sorry.
That the one he floats with floats away with Lapras and all. That's one is filler though.
Yeah. That's the whole one with Dragonite and everything at the end, and at that league, that was pretty cool. When Pikachu kicks Dragonite's ass, that was awesome. But yes, I agree with you. And I am surprised that you brought that up, because I know that you have consumed a lot more Pokemon content than I have. But to say that these episodes covered a lot more lore and did a lot more world building than the Pokemon anime with Ash, that's a lot to say. But I get where you're coming from also, because the problem with Ash is not that Ash is a bad character, is that what makes Pokemon special is how every time you start a new game, you start from scratch. You discover this world from scratch, and the peculiarities of that continent. So why do that with the same character? Why make the decision of making us drag this baggage that this immortal 10-year-old has instead of allowing us to discover with a new character everything? Because here's the thing, it's not the same thing, and I think, I don't know if you touch on these points on the piece, on the thoughtful piece that you put on Wobam, but I can see how it's harder. You lose so much sense of discovery when you enter a new place with a known character than when you enter a new place with a character that you don't know about.
Exactly.
And every time we see Ash, we're thinking, and Pikachu, not that Pikachu is the problem, because Pikachu is cute as hell no matter where you put him. Whenever you see Ash, you're thinking about all the places it's been to. Apart from the fact that it's troubling that I'm 30 and he's still 10. But it's like, I love the fact that he's not mentioned or even alluded to on Twilight Wings. And I think that was the magic of the other series that they've done like this, because I know they've done Origins, which is another short one.
Yeah.
And Generations, which is another short one. And they're all fantastic. But this one is extra special, I think.
I think it's Generations that they give more focus on. They have more focus on the game lore, where you have red and blue and all that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually pretty sweet. Especially when Red is the one using Charizard and Mega Evolution. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, so let's talk about the episodes. Let's talk about the episodes in general. Do you have a favorite episode? There's 7 of them. Do you have a favorite episode, or do you like it as a whole, as a unit?
I like it as a whole, as a unit, because you could argue that you can, like you said, you can watch it as a movie, as an anthology movie, because they are different stories, but they are, my bad, a short, sort of like a anthology OVA, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
They are all connected. You see the beginning, B and Leona is fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You see it from the kid's perspective, the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Then next episode, what's that? B go training after she lost against Leon.
Mm-hmm.
Because the threads connects and all that, yes.
Yeah.
And so while it might not go from A to B completely, it's still connected. Oh fuck. It's still something that keeps it all going, if you know what I mean. And
100%.
If I have to put one episode in as a favorite, it might be the one where the kid asks one of the gym leaders for help to get a ticket for his friend to the match.
Yes.
Which is one of the big things about the entire short series, is about a sick kid wants to get a ticket to see the champion Leon live in a match.
Yeah.
And you see him meet the shy gym leader, for those that play the ghost type leader that is known for being shy, insecure, and because of all that, and he knows he draws spirits to him, and because of that, the ghost Pokemon protects him if there is someone that he's not comfortable with. Which begs the question here. Speaking of that episode, I want to see what you think. But do you think the kid is dead or not?
You mean the gym leader?
The friend.
The friend, as in John, the one that's sick, or are you talking about
the one
the
that
friend?
wants the ticket for his friend.
I don't know.
Because he suddenly he wasn't able to say I'm sorry when he was written out from the hospital and all that, yes. And he goes to the graveyard for the help to the ghost leader.
And the gym leader is known to be able to talk to ghosts in general.
Yes.
Okay. See, but that's game lore because they don't really explain that on the show.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. But doesn't the friend show up in the? Isn't the friend in the match though at the end of the 7th episode?
That's a flashback, if I'm not mistaken.
No. I'm talking about when John goes to the stadium with Leon. Isn't
if he was, then it was a blink and you miss it moment for me.
Yeah, I don't. Well, that's the thing though. I'm not sure. I have to rewatch it. But that's a very interesting theory, dude. That would be. I mean, it makes the episode even more creepy.
Why the Pokemon gym leader of all?
Yeah.
If you want to help your friend to get it.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. And I like how for the first time, I mean, yes, you spend years with Brock, with Misty, but this show did something that I think I haven't seen it. Now, keep in mind, I've been disconnected from the world of Pokemon for a long time, but I've never seen it this way, is that it kind of demystifies the gym leader. And it shows them as trainers that have struggles, trainers that have ambitions. Like, because most of the times when you see the gym leader in the show, or even when you face them, they're realized. They're these people with a clear head and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the gym leader, boss mode, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This particular Twilight Wings, what they do is they flesh them out and they all feel like, hey, gym leaders just don't come out of thin air. Like, they have struggles. They lose battles. Some battles mean stuff. They have rivals, just like you as a trainer have rivals. I like how they all see Leon as the ultimate rival to a degree. And I find that fascinating. Like their relationship and everything. I love before I talk about my favorite moment of the show, I love the fact, and I don't know, correct me or let me know if other entries of Pokemon have done this. I know that this is not the only one that has done it, but I think that, at least from my perspective, this is the series that has done it in the most successful way, as beautiful nostalgia is. I was not expecting that all those Gen 1 Pokemons will toggle my heartstrings. Not only that, I was not expecting them to be so prominent in this new region. And what I find fantastic is that gym leaders, no less, have Gen 1 Pokemon. And it kind of like, it's like they're trying to show us that Pokemon Sword and Shield is the perfect halfway point between the old and the new. And it makes it interesting to me because of that. Because even though I'm going to find new systems and I'm going to find new Pokemon and I'm going to find the Gigantamax and Dynamax and all that crap, I'm still going to see my Charmander. I'm going to see Gyarados. I'm going to see Machoke. I may see a Squirtle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And have a lot of the first generation as well.
Right. Not only that, the champion is known for his Charizard. And I just find that so remarkable, because it makes me go like, wow, I feel at home. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think that they use it to draw you in, like, wait a minute, I know who this guy is. I know what that Pokemon is.
They use it to draw more people in, yeah.
Yeah, so I really like that. I really like that a lot. And
I mean, the Pokemon Company knows that Charizard is one of the most popular Pokemon in the entire franchise.
but I was super excited when I saw what is it? Bree is the one that's the fighting gym
Yeah.
leader. When I saw her with Mashoke, and Machamp, and that
That-
whole sequence, that training montage is freaking amazing.
Yeah, and by the way, she was able to stand on her own against an champ.
That was, yeah. I mean, she got hurt at some point, but yes, that's pretty. But see, that's the kind of cool thing that you imagine, like when you start fighting, like whenever you go into a gym, right? Like you go to, what was that gym leader in, I think it was Pokemon Silver. There was a gym leader that had Hitmonchamp and Hitmonlee.
Are you talking about the guy that
It was like
trained Waterfall?
I think so, but I just don't remember.
He's
But
Gold and Silver. He's the one. He's also in Red and Blue. He's the one that was the gym leader for Sabrina took over with her psychic human. When you fight him, you get and then defeat him, you get either Lee or Sean.
right, so when you go through the gym, you always fight all these other karate guys. They all have fighting Pokemon, right? And in your mind, the way you absorb that information is that these people do martial arts. But it's not till this that you see them training in martial arts with their Pokemon. And they have this bond where they fight and they spar. And it's like this whole different dimension of training that you're like, okay, this is pretty cool. You know what I mean? Because you rarely see this. Because in the game, all you do is fight, 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 fight. Oh, look, that's the TM I wanted. Learn this. You know what I mean?
Or with Nessa, you see her connect with the water Pokemon through her modeling and
Yes.
love of being a sea. So, like you said, you see
Right.
the more personal side
Yes.
of it. Also, I went back and checked with the match with the friend. He is there, but he is with the ghost.
Interesting. Isaac, you might be onto something. And it's funny, and it's funny because there's always been that whole thing with Lavender Town.
Yeah.
Pokemon can be creepy.
There is one Pokemon in that they introduced in the 5th generation that basically is dead people.
Oh, is that the one that dresses as Pikachu?
No. That's not Mimikyu. It's Fargrius, and it's Fargrius de-evolution. That is the one I'm talking about. Let's see. Let me find a Pokédex entry so you can hear what I'm talking about. It wandered through ruins by night, carrying a mask that's said to have been the face it had when it was still human.
Okay, so now I'm gonna run away and cry. Okay, Pokemon is okay. We're not here to talk about creepy Pokemon. Why are you bringing the creepiness, Isaac?
Just because I brought up my theory about a friend.
I think if we did an episode all about the weird Pokédex entries, we'll have the most views in any YouTube channel ever.
Those that wrote the Pokemon Dex entries, they clearly want to make a horror stories. I mean, jeebus.
Who knows? Maybe they all moonlighted in Kojima's Silent Hills game. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah. I this is a perfect. Twilight Wings is a perfect example of what I've spoken about in years.
Yeah.
Pokemon Company, I don't know that you don't want to hear this, but in case you do, please do more stuff like this.
Yes, please.
You know that your fans want it. You know it.
Yeah, agreed. And you know what's one of the most beautiful things that I've seen in a long time, that I think you get a lot of this in the first couple of episodes of the original Pokemon anime. Like the connection between Pikachu and Ash. And then like the episode with Ash when he catches Charmander. Like those first episodes, I think that first season of Pokemon is so strong in showing what it is to be a trainer. You know what I mean? To fill out those gaps of that emotional relationship that a trainer would have with their Pokemon. That to me that's what makes that show special in my memory. But the whole arc of John finding out that he does have affinity with Pokemon. Like the whole thing with Corviknight, where Corviknight notices him. And then,
Adorable.
what was that?
That scene was adorable.
It was, and then the final episode, which is my favorite one, which is pretty much that encounter that John has with Leon as they all fly back to the stadium. And Leon says the most powerful words you can say to your fan. Like if you had a fan, like you know how, like if anybody knows how famous he is Leon. But he says, you want to become a Pokemon trainer, right? Good. Next time we meet, we're going to battle. I'm not going to hold back. And you see those eyes open wide. Like I felt like I was John. Like I felt like I was that little kid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm ready to explore. I'm ready to leave this hospital bed and explore Galar and capture Pokemon. I'm ready to go on this journey. And yes, this wasn't just promotional material, because that's not just what it was. But like it reignites that Pokemon fervor. And I don't think I've seen something Pokemon related in a long time that does this to me. Like, I think that finals, like, it was done perfect. Like, the studio that worked on this, which was Studio Colorito, did a fantastic job. I don't know how much influence the Pokemon Company had on the scripts and the episodes, but this Twilight Wings feels, more than anything, it feels like a love letter to Pokemon in general.
Agreed.
It feels like a love letter to how kids feel when they grab that Game Boy for the first time and went in that journey to capture Pokemon, to become stronger, to be the very best like no one ever was. And no, Isaac, we're not going to sing the poker rap.
Good, because we would be here all day if that was the case.
But yeah, this is fantastic. I'm really happy that you suggested this, Isaac. I think also one of the reasons why this series works is because it is a limited series. It's not meant to be this long form season per season per season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that if they did this kind of limited series format with every new release with this much care, I think it would be a lot more effective to bring new fans, to please current fans, and bring old fans back. This is the kind of material that would do that, because you can tell that the people that worked on this love Pokemon, but love Pokemon for the reasons why most fans love Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
So
that. It's uh, I say, it boggles my mind. How why can't they do more of this? If not, can we please make it maybe make a movie focusing on like that once or twice. I mean, please, for the love of Naga. Okay, no Fire Emblem talk here. Why can't? Because this could be so. I know this speaks. This comes from someone that has the is no. It's has this franchise near and dear to my heart, but the franchise can be so much more. Pokemon Black and White, Pokemon Black and White 2, they showed that there is stories to tell, and it's the best antagonist that the series has ever had.
what's the name?
And from Black and White, fifth generation, and it's just.
Well, I think we have technical difficulties. My buddy Isaac left.
I'm here.
Welcome back, buddy.
I don't know what happened, but I'm here.
You're good. You were talking about N.
N. It's the protagonist in the fifth generation of Pokemon, and he is fantastic character. But yeah, I just want more story-driven stuff. I know Pokemon can't be Shakespeare, but please give us something more.
I think what Detective Pikachu proved is, and I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, but I promise it's going to connect with what you were saying just now. What Detective Pikachu proves is that people love the world of Pokemon. And if you have a good story within that world, people are going to want to see it. People are going to want to play it. So there's no reason why you can't have serious writing in that form within that world. It's like the Pokemon Company has provided all the elements and ideas. Get a great writer that will use that will create grounded stories within that world. They can work.
Yeah.
I mean, if Detective Pikachu was able to make Pokemons look beautiful and remarkable in a live action setting, the possibilities are endless.
I mean,
and like you said, Pokemon doesn't have to be Shakespeare, but it doesn't mean it can't be good writing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed.
I mean, for heck's sake, they could have made short animated stories about the DLC arcs. That DLC stuff that they have. One of Ice of Armor and now the upcoming Crown Tundra. It could have been perfect marketing material.
Yeah. I think the studio did a great job, and I'm glad also that I think it's safe to assume that the Pokemon Company understood the potential of Twilight Wings, because they didn't give it to Netflix. They didn't give it to Hulu. They put it on YouTube for free on their channel.
Yeah.
So that means that they're not asking anybody to pay for it, but It's one of the best. It's something that they could have charged for, but didn't, because
Yes,
it is so good.
it's just free marketing for them. So
Right. No, and I agree, but it's one of those things also that makes me think, like, if you're
okay,
concerned of whether or not you can make money with it, yes, this was the kind of thing that you could have sold fans and we would have bought it because it's so good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I think that in the beginning, Pokemon films were an event thing. After like Pokemon 2000, it kind of became a yearly thing and it kind of kept losing momentum, in my opinion.
yeah.
But I think those first two Pokemon movies, Pokemon the movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, Pokemon 2000, even the one with Entei they were all like pretty big movies, and they were good.
Mystery of Mew, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew is pretty good also. It's about fourth generation,
Yeah.
but after that it's just
Yeah.
bad, not good, but not good either.
Yeah. So it's one of those things like I hope that they hear this podcast and hear how much we love this and other people share their love for this series. Because guys, everybody out there, Twilight Wings is amazing and it's on YouTube. It's free. I'm going to share the link in the description where you guys can go watch it. But it's amazing. And if you love Pokemon, you're going to love Twilight Wings because here in your ears and in this video are two Pokemon fans. One that has been a Pokemon fan since he was young, but walked away from the franchise. One that has the franchise fresh in his heart and brain, and we're both connecting because of how good this show is. And it's everything awesome about Pokemon. So go watch Twilight Wings on YouTube. It's only 7 episodes. It takes you maybe 40 minutes to watch it as a whole because it's only 6 minutes per episode.
There are two that is 9, but
Yeah. What was that?
there are two that are 9, but
But still, it's amazing. It's just so good.
under they are all under 10 minutes, so it's no.
Yeah. Agreed. So, Isaac, I thought that it was perfect. Every time we talk about Pokemon, we always like to talk about something particular of our experiences because it is something that we've experienced throughout our lives for a good chunk of years. Like I still have plenty of Pokemon cards because I really fell hard back onto the Pokemon card game because I love it. I love the Pokemon card game and I have plenty of decks. And I was able to discover a lot of the newer generations because of the Pokemon card game because I haven't been playing. I don't have any consoles, any handheld devices to play the other games. But Isaac, when we announced the live stream for tonight, we put out a feeler out there and we said anybody that's had a special moment from Pokemon, anybody that would like to share their most fondest memory from Pokemon, whether it was watching the show, whether it's watching a movie, whether it's playing the games. We want to know what was your most fondest Pokemon memory that you want to share with us. I have one to share. We actually have one from our good friend Nico Caruso from the Vigilante 1939 podcast that we're going to share in a little bit. But Isaac, let's start with you. If someone were to ask you, Isaac, what is your fondest Pokemon memory, or one of them, which one would you tell us?
I mean, there is two parts that is really strong for me.
Okay.
One of them is the quote. I see now that what's the quote again? I see now that one birth is irrelevant. It's what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. That Mewtwo says in the dub for the first movie, like we spoke about in and the second one is a bit more emotional because, as you know, the first movie I remember seeing on the big screen is Pokemon 2000, and I was lyrical, and it has even grown more. It has been even more of a emotional memory for me, because the one I watched that with was Grandpa, who passed away this year.
Wow.
So that memory meant a lot to me. That out of symbolism, because I don't have a costume or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I wore a black. I managed to fix a black T-shirt with Pokemon signs on, with Pokemon team on it, just to symbolize that memory. Because I was so lyric that I could go with Grandpa on a Pokemon movie to see. It was just. It's one of my fondest memories of Pokemon, and will be probably one of my fondest memories of Grandpa as well.
It's how beautiful it is to talk about what you just said, about that beautiful memory that you had with your grandfather, and how it talks about the longevity of this franchise. Like, we were kids when this became a boom, and it's a franchise that we have carried in our hearts for the course of our lives, because it's a wonderful world to explore, to discover. And the fact that we've discovered it a lot of times with loved ones is something very special. Thank you for sharing that, dude. That was awesome. And I found the quote that you were talking about from YouTube.
Yeah.
It's the one that says, "I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are relevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are." That's the kind of moment that you're like, wow, that's deep, bro. And it's in a book, and it's in a Pokemon movie. And I think we talked about in one of the early episodes of season 2 of the Amateur Otaku.
It was when we talked about that anime, 3D animated movie.
Yeah, we talked about how powerful that first Pokemon movie was and still is. Like, even with the remake that they did, which we all shared our feelings in that podcast, we're not going to revisit that now. We still talk about how that movie still holds so well. In spite of certain little comedic moments that don't land because of the age, but I think it holds up pretty well. And I'm surprised that you mentioned that one of your fondest Pokemon memories come from that movie. And our friend Nick Caruso from the Vigilante Podcast talks about his fondest memory, and it's from that podcast too. It's from that movie too. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen. This is what our friend Nico wrote to us. This is one of his fondest memories is. So he sent this on a tweet. At Nico Caruso says, "The scene itself is not fond, but I look back on it as being my first true emotional reaction to a piece of media. I will never forget the Pokemon movie when Ash dies and Pikachu tries to shock him back to life. and then the events after. So powerful. And I think we can both agree, Isaac, that he has a point, right?
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why that moment of Pikachu trying to wake up Ash, I think the reason why that moment is so powerful is because Pikachu shocking Ash's ass was something that we would see constantly throughout the series.
Yeah.
It was something that we were used to seeing as something comedic, or something, or a way of Pikachu communicating with Ash when he was being an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, it was something. What was that?
Sort of.
Yeah, it was something that was part of their communication about their relationship. And I think what was powerful was that no longer are we empathizing with Ash. We are so connected to Pikachu that we empathize with him. Because Pikachu just noticed that he lost the connection he had with Ash because he's not reacting to what he's doing. I think that's the reason why we still watch that movie and tear up in that moment. Because I think, you know what, Isaac, you know how we were talking about good writing?
Yeah.
That movie exemplifies that in the world of Pokemon.
And if we go to, and if we will take an example of good writing when it comes to Twilight Wing, I think the best writing in that series is actually the Bay episode. Honestly.
Which episode?
The Bay episode.
Yeah.
I think that one is easily the best one.
That's the one with the fighting gym leader?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was very good. And that one was very good because it was all visual storytelling.
Yes.
And oh, by the way, can we talk about how the animation of this show is fantastic?
Yeah.
Like,
the turnout, and this episode is about that series after all.
Yeah. The animation is phenomenal. Like, I want to see more of Studio Colorido's work. Did you know that they directed A Whisker Away on Netflix?
No, I did not.
And they're also the ones working on the new Burn the Witch movie, which is from the creator of Bleach. That's them.
I'm so looking forward to that one.
Yeah, like, now I'm more excited because I've seen their work. They also did one. I haven't seen this movie, but I know it's been out for a while and it's been pretty popular. They're the studio behind Penguin Highway.
Never heard of, actually.
Yeah, that's one of those movies that's, you know how when you like go to a store online and you're looking for Ghibli movies and they put all these movies that look like Ghibli movies but they're not?
Yeah.
That's one of those. Penguin Highway is one of those that comes up among the mix. But yeah. So Nico Caruso, thank you so much for sharing that fond memory with us. Thank you for writing to us. And guys, if you love talking comic books and love talking movies, superheroes, media, the Vigilante 1939 podcast is a great podcast for you guys to check out. Papa Setnik, Nick Setnik, and Nico Caruso host that show. I've had the privilege of being in that show, and they're a great bunch. Go look for them on Twitter. Look them up on your streaming service. Look up that podcast, The Vigilante 1939. It's an awesome show. You guys want to listen to it. I'm going to tell you my fondest memory, Isaac. You ready?
Yeah.
I think I kind of shared that I do hold very fondly the experience that I had with the Pokemon movie, like I shared. Now this one is not much an emotional thing, but it is a very good. But it is a fond memory, and is the whole thing of me playing Pokemon, because Pokemon is like the first game I think that I felt I really immersed in. Like it took all my attention. And I've played, I think, some RPGs before. I didn't even know it was an RPG until later years after. But it was one of those games that took a lot of my time and hours, but I loved all the time that I spent there. Like I was one of those that got Pikachu to level 100, I think. So, which is hard to do. But I had the Pokemon Game Boy Color limited edition. But the experience that I want to specifically talk about is my experience with Pokemon Silver. After loving Pokemon Yellow and loving Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Silver was coming out. My mother got it for my birthday, but my birthday occurred before the game was released. So my mom would pre-order games for me, so she pre-ordered Pokemon Silver. And I remember that I was waiting with so much anticipation for that game. And when I got it, it was such a wonderful experience. I think Pokemon Silver is my favorite Pokemon game. And I think it's one of those entries that introduced so many innovations and improved so much. It's one of those entries where you see the evolution in quality and scale from the previous ones in a dramatic fashion. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The second and the fourth generation is the ones that did the most impact.
Right. And Silver is second generation, right?
Yeah, Silver is the second.
So I played Silver and I loved every minute of it. And I still remember fondly how amazed I was. I think I was amazed. I just don't remember. My memories from childhood tend to be kind of blank, but I think about it now and I'm like, how amazing it was that you finish Pokemon Silver, you beat the Johto League, and suddenly a completely new continent opens up. And you found that you go to this place called Kanto. You've never heard the word Kanto before. And then you find out that you're in Palatown. And then you find out that you're in Pewter City. And you're like, wait a minute. I've been here before. And then you make the connection that Silver is in the same world as Blue, as Yellow. Like you never saw a game that would do that before. I think that's one of the best innovations that Pokemon ever did. Apart
Thanks
from
Satoru Iwata for that.
What was that?
Thanks Satoru Iwata for that, considering he made it possible.
That guy was a genius. Like to think that you can pack so much game in that little cartridge, and he did it. And not only that, the cartridge didn't look that much different from the original yellow version that I had, because back then all the Game Boy cartridges looked the same. But he packed 2 full games on there. Not only that, all the sprites, you're seeing all the old Pokemon that you love from Generation 1 with brand new, fresh sprites. They're all in color for the first time. Like, I don't know, man. It was so awesome, to rediscover all that. It was just beautiful. So I think Silver's like that my whole experience with Silver was just fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. Like I would go back and play Silver again, I think.
If you can track down a DS and get the game Soul Silver, it's pretty good remake. That sure, it includes some later generation stuff, but it's easily the best remake of the entire bunch that they have done.
Okay. Well, Soul Silver What is it? Is silver but with the black and white engine? Is that what it is?
It's they made that one off. It's Pearl and Diamond engine, I think.
Okay, diamond is the same one as sapphire and ruby, right?
Sapphire, Pearl and Diamond is 4th generation. Sapphire and Ruby is 3rd.
Okay, I get them mixed up. But yeah, see, watching Twilight Wings got me excited to talk Pokemon again. So Isaac,
Which, god damn it!
I know, I gotta get a Switch. So Isaac, so we've talked Pokemon, we've talked Twilight Wings, we shared our friend Nico's comments. I think this is it for the show. We've had a great time. Isaac, have you had a great time?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us at the Amateur Otaku Podcast. Thank you for those that tuned in for this bonus episode that came out of nowhere. We look forward to seeing you again every Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Upcoming is we're going to have 2 new Legacy episodes coming up tomorrow. This Pokemon episode will come up to the podcast and to YouTube probably by Monday. And then on Wednesday, on our next live stream, we're going to talk Bleach. And not just any kind of bleach. And no, I'm not talking about Clorox. We're going to talk the anime Bleach, but specifically the live action movie distributed by Warner Brothers that's right now on Netflix. We are big fans of Bleach, of the anime. Isaac has seen the anime and read the manga. I've seen a good chunk of the anime, and we both watched the live action movie, and we've talked about covering it for a while, and we're finally going to do it live on our live stream this Wednesday. So if you want to have a good conversation with us or want to share in a spoiler discussion with us, go watch the movie. The Bleach live action movie is available on Netflix right now. Go watch it and let us know what you think. Let us know on Twitter at Amateur Otaku Pod. Let me know at the Scarlet Fan 52. Let Isaac know at Emblemaniac. Let us know what you think about the Bleach movie, and we will give you a shout out at the live stream. Or if you're going to join us on the live stream, let us know what you think about the Bleach movie live, and we will give you a shout out then. But we're going to talk Bleach. I'm really excited about talking Bleach. Isaac, where can people find you, my brother, in the interwebs?
They can find me at Emblemaniac on Twitter, as you see in my handle, and you can find me, my work at Woban Entertainment, and shout out to the Bellman.
Nice. And you can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter, and you can find some of my works at revengeofthefans.com because they're still there, Flash stuff. And hopefully you'll see more of my writing soon on Wobam. Also, if you have any anime suggestions for us, if there's any animes that you guys want us to check out and want us to share our insight with, let us know in the comments below. Let us know on Twitter at Amateur Otaku Pod. Send us an email at amateurotакupod at gmail.com. That's amateurotакурtf@gmail.com. If you tell us to watch an anime, trust me, we will watch it and we will cover it for your pleasure, because more importantly, the reason of the Amateur Otaku being is to create a community of people that love anime and to introduce new people to anime so that they don't miss out of the wonderful stuff that's out there in the anime landscape. I forgot how to talk for a minute, Isaac. I apologize.
It's good.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We will see you next time. Have it awesome.
Peace.